James Caperton at the NASTC Annual Conference in downtown Nashville, and I'm joined by Ellen Voie, a very special guest here at our conference. Ellen is you are in charge over the founder of Women in Trucking.
The association.
The association. You have your own association. So Women in Trucking. We were discussing last night. What year did you found?
2007. I started Women in Trucking.
Well, it was 2007, and one of the things you told me last night was don't start an association or a non-for-profit during a recession.
Exactly, but we did it.
You're here, and tell me again how many members you have of your association.
So there's about 8,000 members in 10 countries. So, because a lot of people say, well, you're in Wisconsin. I'm like, no, we're all over.
Yeah.
In a lot of other countries as well, because a lot of other countries experience the same issues that we have here.
Sure. So share with me what the mission of Women in Trucking is and what you try to accomplish.
So the mission is threefold, and the cool thing is this is the original mission. We've never wavered from it. It's to encourage the employment of women in the industry, and that's all different roles, to celebrate success.
Yeah.
So kind of highlight the pioneers. And the third is to address obstacles. Obstacles could be anything from sexual harassment to truck cab design and ergonomics to truck stop, shower, situations, uniforms, things like that. So when members have issues and contact us, and if it's a big enough issue, it's like, well, all right, let's kind of work on this one.
That's awesome. So I can't even remember. You've been helping or working together with NASTC for a very long time. Many years.
I've been on panels. I've been.
Yeah.
I think I don't even know if I've missed any conferences. I've been coming here quite a while.
Well, that's the thing about NASTC. Once you're a part of the universe, we keep inviting you back.
Absolutely.
So, what have you seen, and what do you get out of your partnership and your relationship with NASTC, and how do you see that aligning with what you're trying to accomplish with Women in Trucking?
So, David Owen has a lot of the same challenges that I have in having an association, even though I know NASTC is not a nonprofit.
Sure.
But still, you listen to your members. That's the point. You listen to your members, and I hear David Owen talking about that all the time. If you want to represent carriers, small business owners, then you have to find out what are their pain points, and then how can you collectively use that voice and either go to Washington, maybe go to your state capital, go to a truck manufacturer and say, let's change the ergonomics, but you take all those voices, you combine them into one, and then you go out and represent your members. So very sensitive about making sure that you are saying the right things and representing your members well. And just, one thing about Women in Trucking, we have a lot of drivers who are members and a lot of big carriers that are members. So there's so many topics we stay away from.
Sure.
Whereas as NASTC, you're representing small carriers, they have a lot of the same issues.
Sure.
So, over regulation and things like that. So you listen to your members, and then you become their voice.
Well, so since you have this long history with NASTC, I think you probably have a good feel for what the association offers and what they provide. If you were talking to one of your members and she was thinking of, I just started my own trucking company and I'm thinking about joining this group, NASTC out of Tennessee. We don't know that much about them. What would your recommendation be on that, and why?
I already do that.
Yeah.
I already do that. In fact, my neighbor went and bought a truck, and he was going to haul horse trailers, and I said, you have to join NASTC. First of all, one of the biggest benefits is the fuel program.
Sure.
Also drug testing. The other thing is NASTC will hold your hand and walk you through all the regulations that you have to comply with, especially when you have one truck. And you really don't know. You look at this and it's like, oh my God, all these regulations. Where's my resource?
Yeah.
So NASTC is that resource.
Yeah, and one of the terms that we keep hearing over and over again is, and we were just talking about this, is so many people say it feels like it's our family.
Yeah.
And that it's we call and we actually get somebody on the phone and they're able to help us. Now, what do you see as the biggest obstacle for women wanting to start their own business that they're running into, that they run into that might not be the same for men or other people?
So first of all, they have to overcome a stereotype that women can't succeed in a male environment. But secondly, sometimes when you're married and your credit report is combined and a woman wants to go start her own business, if she hasn't established her own separate credit, that is a huge issue.
Really?
To go get that credit when in your own name.
Yeah.
You know, unless we could go back 50 years and make sure that the husband co-signs, but you know, we don't want to do that.
Sure.
The other thing is, so over 80%, about I think it's 83% of women who come into the trucking industry as drivers do so at the urging of a family member or friend. So that's typically a significant other, maybe it's a dad, maybe it's a brother, it could be a mom, you know, but so women already come into this industry knowing what the industry is like.
Yeah.
So they already have a step up because they're like, oh yeah, I watched my husband or boyfriend or dad or, you know, in this industry, so I really know what it's like. So I would say women actually have an advantage overall, and I'm generalizing.
Yeah,
right?
sure, of course.
But there's a lot of men who come into the industry may not know all the backstory about how being in a truck alone is not easy. You know, starting a business is not easy, knowing where to go with all the regulations, and they just see, oh wow, I can get my CDL and buy a truck and be in business. Well, you need to do your homework. Yeah. And you guys can help do the homework.
Sure. So you touched on something earlier that I found interesting. You work with a variety of different types of trucking companies, independent operators, company drivers, and then big fleets as well. And you probably attend a lot of different associations and a lot of different conferences and stuff. What would you say is unique about your experience with NASTC that's not the same at those other places?
So you mentioned the word family.
Yeah.
This is a family.
Yeah.
And longtime employees, the people who work with David Owen and Buster, we miss Buster.
Yeah.
You know, the people here have been here as long as I remember, you know, and are very loyal. David also treats them like family. Yeah. I mean, you can tell when the CEO cares about the people around them. Yeah, the way they talk to them, the way they treat them, the way they, you know, interact with them. And so, again, go back to that word family. This is a family.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, Ellen, thank you so much for your time.
You.
Yeah, you're great. Yeah, and you're always welcome. Anytime we're going to do some stuff like this, we'll grab you because you do such a good job at it.
Well, thank you.
We're excited to
I
have
appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right.